On December 14, 2012, my alarm rang and I got up for another ordinary day of high school at St. Peter Chanel. Well, at least that's what I thought. I put on my uniform, ate breakfast, brushed my teeth, and made my way to 408 Northfield Road. The day began with my favorite teachers, Mr. McMahon and Mrs. Mirglata. I sat through a few more classes, ate lunch with my best friends. Everything was good. At 12:38, I reported to Mr. Gatto's class, just as I had all semester long. After about 10 minutes into class, there was a knock at the door. Little did I know, this knock would be the beginning of the end. Mr. Gatto answered the door and walked out, ensuring us he would return soon. The minutes went by, the clock kept ticking, but Mr. Gatto still wasn't back. Panic ensued. Never before had a teacher left us in the room by ourselves for 10, 15, 20 minutes. Naturally, we all pulled out our phones and started contacting our friends to try to figure out what was going on. We soon found out we weren't the only class who had been left without supervision. A few of my friends said their teachers left in tears. Finally, after over 20 minutes, Mr. Gatto returned. He insisted he couldn't tell us anything. He continued his lecture, quite visibly shaken up. Next was Mr. Bulford's anatomy class with my best friend Aaron. We began to speculate. Did someone pass away? Were some teachers losing their jobs? Was our school closing? There were no answers. 8th period drawing with Mr. Spizak was assurance that something was undeniably wrong. My talkative, tough guy art teacher spent the duration of the period in silence. His eyes were unusually glossy. 2:08 rolled around and I took my place in Mrs. Finkelstein's room. She began class as we always did with a prayer. Tears streamed down her face. I sat anxiously in my seat. In a few moments, the loudspeaker came on. It was our principal, Sister Maria. She read aloud, "The Diocese of Cleveland has made the decision to close St. Peter Chanel High School at the end of the 2012-2013 school year." That was all we needed to hear. Our entire school gathered down in the chapel, completely unplanned. I looked around and saw friends, teachers, and coaches who in 3 short years had become family. My family was crying, and there was nothing that I could do to stop the tears. I could barely even feel the burning candle wax running down my hand. External pain was nothing compared to the pain in my heart. I wasn't just saying goodbye to my high school, I was saying goodbye to my home.